It's game 8 in day 5 of season 3 of the BAL-Africa League. We're starting to reach that critical moment here in Cairo when wins are vital for survival in this hotly contested league. City Oilers of Uganda face Guinea Conakry SLAC. There's so much at stake. Coach Jaruni with his reaction as we take a look at the City Oilers. Usher, no changes there in the team that lost by 2 to Ahly.
It is the stem starting 5 for Manda Jaruni. Justice Jr. who's averaging 20 points in this tournament. Philando Jones, Titus Odeke, Jermaine Robert Jr. He's playing heavy minutes for the Oilers, and Go Barnaba, who'll be very key in defense for the Ugandan champions.
Yes, the City Oilers, there they are, the starting 5, looking to try and hit hard against the team that are out here today, of course, which is SLAC. And let's take a look at SLAC.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
There we have it, Coach Zelko Zečević picking his starting 5 there, Usher.
Yeah, it is Uchenna Iroekba, the Nigerian international, Emeka Nwabuzo, Ibrahima Fofana, the captain, Ismail Konde, and Dane Miller. He's playing the heaviest minutes in this season 3 of the BAL, averaging 39.9 minutes per game and really averaging 25 points there. Heavy minutes and performance that he's bringing for the Guinean champions.
James Justice Jr. has been very important for the City Oilers today, over the past couple of games. He's going to be important for them tonight as well. Let's just take a look at what he's achieved in his last game.
Yeah, looking at that performance, 11 points, 4 of 11 from the field. But really, it's the experience that he brings to this Ugandan side. He's played here in Egypt before for Smoha and Gezira, but also he feels comfortable. There's that sort of, oomph you get. But Dan Miller, that man, incredible performance so far. He's averaging 10 rebounds per game and 25 points for the Guinean champions. He's the man they want the ball to go to.
There's a lot of battles taking place that will thread that through this encounter. It's a must-win scenario for both of these teams because they haven't got themselves off the 0 and 2 just yet. So a lot at stake here as we get ready for the tip-off. Barnaba coming up against that man, Ismail Konde, and it will be SLAC who get possession from the tip-off.
This is going to be a very important fixture for these two teams. It's a do or die. It's their final, literally. When you look at how things are set up here in the Nile Conference, the Ugandan champions have already played against Petro de Rwanda and Ahly, who are the big boys here in the Nile Conference. And now they know that if they win this game tonight, they stand a chance of determining their own fate going forward.
Konde for SLAC, goes for the drive, a little bit hesitant, and then Miller takes the pass, can't wrap his arm around and score the first points out here, picked up by Odeke. Full court press here for SLAC. That's a very interesting start. Barnaba drops it in and a good chance. Look at that for a block, and by Konde, and there was contact there, so we'll have our first points, and they should be scored from the free throw line.
Talking about Robak Jr. is a very key player for the City Oilers, especially on the offensive side. And when you look at that replay there, good eyes from Barnaba as Robak Jr. decides to go for the bucket, but he'll have to earn the points from the free throw line.
First doesn't fall for Robak Jr.
Robak Jr. is averaging 17 points per game for the City Oilers in this Nile Conference.
And finally, we get the first point up on the scoreboard, and it goes for SLAC and the team from Guinea Conakry. West Africans eager and keen to make their mark, looking for that first victory. Fofana around the outside, shot clock down to 10. The danger. Driving through very dangerously, Emeka Nwabuzo, and some fantastic work by him. He just took the bull by the horns there, Usher, to be perfectly frank.
Looking at the replay there, very good decision to go for the basket. He saw space and he knew that he could beat Jones on that drive, and indeed it was effective. It's one personal foul for Philando Jones.
Nwabuzor. Key component for this man here, Coach Zečević, who knows Guinea-Conakry extremely well now, coach of the national team, and of course leading SLAC through to the quarterfinals last season. He knows he wants to go further. Here is Jones going through the traffic, and then the rebound finally, a double rebound, and scored by Barnaba. The Oilers get themselves on the scoreboard.
It's a beautiful finish there from Barnaba, who is resilient enough to get the second chance and the putback, and easy basket there for the City Oilers.
Nwabuzor again with the drive. That's a nice pass as well. Sensational. Good work, good reading. Fofana finishes it off, and they move 5-3 ahead.
It's beautiful teamwork from the Guinean champions there to penetrate that City Oilers defense and make very light work of Jiruni's side.
Good chance for Justice Jr., but it comes off the metal. Made safe by Miller and taken up court by the man Nwabuzor. Conde around the outside. Miller gets the screen and goes up. That is sensational. The velvet, soft, magical touch there of Miller Jr. offers more points for SLAC.
It's looking very easy for SLAC to go into that City Oilers paint. There seems to not be defense there from the City Oilers.
Yeah, they've got big guys on this on the court as well, with Odeke, of course, and Ngor Barnaba. And there's a travelling call, and they give possession back to the West Africans. You know, they really need to be a little bit tighter and make sure that they close the gap to allow the likes of Miller and Conde and Nwabuzor to go just dancing through the paint.
From the look of things, they're executing the coach's plan. Zečević impressed on the sideline there. You can see a bit of a smile on his face.
It's another scenario that repeats. History is repeating itself in a big way. Good score there. Nwabuzor goes through the front door.
It's a big performance so far from Nwabuzor. It's 5 points of SLAC's 9.
Barnaba, nice bounce pass, and that will be a free throw line. He's gone down on his back. It looks like he's going to be okay, Robert Jr., but he comes across from that. Very aggressive coming in from the right, always drawing the fouls. That's the second time that he's done that.
Looking at the replay, another good combination there between Barnaba and Robert Jr., but on the other side, easy basket there from Nwabuzor.
And it looks like there is going to be a timeout. City Oilers 3, SLAC 9, and a nervy start here in Cairo. We're going to take a break. City Oilers 3, SLAC 9. Robert Jr. goes up to the free throw line, looking to try and reel in the SLAC and make it, well, a little bit less in the score department, the difference being 6. But we can go over to Q, because I know that Q was listening in. Anything that's coming hot off the press on the benches, Q?
Well, Coach, Mandy Jiruni really emphasizing just a couple of things on the defensive end. Closing the driving lanes. He's made a couple of adjustments. You're going to see some matchups switched up in terms of the personnel guarding, primary ball handler. And that's just the purpose of the timeout from Coach Mandy Jiruni.
Okay, thanks very much, Q. That's gold. Well, look at that for a play. Fast, transition, slick handling, SLAC handling, and a fantastic score there for the West Africans.
We're looking at the SLAC players and the body language. They're deep into this game. They want to start very well and be very consistent. And that is something that they've been trying to do in this now conference. And they're doing exactly that against the City Oilers. You can feel that they're hungry. They know this is their final. If they lose tonight, it will be very dangerous for SLAC going forward.
Yeah, it's exactly that, isn't it? And SLAC mean business, you know. They've got a good, strong team. They've got players in different positions. Barnaba going up for a shot that's just on the edge of the arc. Doesn't find his range. Picked up by SLAC. Fofana. Miller Jr. waiting patiently. Moving with verve and swagger. Gets his screen. just off the rim, and then just giving back to Roebuck Jr. City Oilers go again. Justice Jr., such an important player. That's a great shot, a wonderful score, just inside of the arc. So 2 points, but 2 very important points that have actually turned into 3. I beg your pardon.
It's a big 3 there from Justice Jr. He saw the space, he had a good shot selection, and he delivered.
Such an important player in this team. That's a nice little floater over the top as well. Very good score coming from Ismail Condé, the 30-year-old. Justice Jr. goes again. He knows he's got a major role to play in this performance. Miller Jr. tries to get past Barnaba, no way through.
It's good defense there from Barnaba. And the idea was good from Miller Jr. You can see there's a bit of a smile there on his face as SLAC retain the possession.
Miller Jr. can see that they brought on Mambaro Mara, 19-year-old Guinean national player. Excellent score there from Condé. Q mentioned, just to close down those corridors, just to not give them the facility and just the easy way in which they've just been carving up the defense. That's what they've got to do. They've got big players in this team, City Oilers.
Well, when you talk about Jiruni, he must be boiling on the court side. He's a coach that loves to play good defense, and the players are not reacting to his instructions, and it could be a very long night for the Ugandan champions if they don't look into that.
Miller winning that battle with Odeke to get the rebounds. Picks up once again. Miller goes out wide. Mara this time, 19 years of age, with a beautiful three-pointer from downtown.
It's a beautiful finish there from Mara. Great way to introduce himself in this game, and now each of the SLAC players have points on the board, and they're looking good, SLAC.
That's great rebound action there from Jones. Jones stepping up and saying, look, we got to get some points from somewhere. That's the right place to do it. Iroegba, Nigerian, unable to see his long-range shot fall. He'll be back and trying to produce more of those. Iroegbu. Justice Jr. goes for a big shot. Jones looking for the offensive rebound, made safe, taken downtown. And a chance for SLAC, but look at that, get out of there. Barnaba. Wow.
Good defense there from Roebuck Jr. to save that ball and give the City Oilers a possession that they could use some scoring.
Odeke for a three-pointer. It's a nice shot, but it just, it's curling around the rim and then flying back out. They get possession. SLAC. And 8-18, a 10-point lead for the West Africans. They'll be very content with that. Just remember, Coach Zečević always talking about, the performances that they put in. Opening game, he said, we played amazingly, fantastically for 32 minutes. But the other 8 minutes was absolutely awful. And, it is not by much that they're actually giving away, points and just allowing their opponents to play. So SLAC are a well-oiled machine.
Talking about a well-oiled machine, they're coming out against the Oilers. Let's see how oiled they can be tonight against the Oilers.
The machines are very much in action. Picked up by Justice Jr. That's a ball to pass to Barnaba. Barnaba goes up. He can't just have the deft touch that allows it to float over the top and it doesn't fall.
There's a bit of frustration there for the Oilers. They don't have much of offensive rebounds.
Got to make it safe, and it's been picked up. Good, strong work there to make it. There's Mara. Look at that for a beautiful shot from out wide by Nwabozo.
It is 8 points for Nwabozo. He's been slick in this game so far, and that's sort of the offensive cover he gives this SLAC side.
Here's Okello back out to Jones. Jones hits a big bucket. Big score from Jones.
It's a big 3 there from Jones. The City Oilers needed that to just reduce that deficit to 10 points. They know they have so much work to do.
Miller waiting patiently, using time, down into the corner. Then picked up by the ever-dangerous Iroegbu. Draws the foul.
3 team fouls for the City Oilers. And just looking at the thinking there from Iroegbu, he saw space on the baseline, he took his chance, and there was a foul.
And a change with Abdi Hakim Gedi, son of the team manager, coming on, been with the Oilers for a few years now, hasn't he, Asha?
Yes, Gedi, son of Mohamed Santur, one of the founders of the City Oilers. He's introduced himself well here at the BAL, just getting in some minutes in that paint, especially against Petro de Luanda.
Jones drops it into the path of Gedi. Oh, get out of there! You are not coming in. That's massive.
It was a very timely block there, and access denied from Gedi, but
yeah, exactly. It was
yes.
just it was coming down, so it doesn't count. Yeah. The points go up onto the scoreboard, and otherwise that would have been something quite impressive. 11-21.
It is offensive foul called on Gedi.
And Gedi just getting in the way of Ibrahima Fofana.
Fofana, he has a Bachelor of Science in Human Resource Management from the Kofi Annan University in Conakry. Just speaking to him before the game and saying, this is a do-or-die fixture for us. We need to do the very best to make sure that we give ourselves a chance to go to the playoffs in Kigali. And on the other side, you have danger for Gedi. He has 2 personal fouls in the last 10 seconds. An offensive foul, a defensive foul, and things are not looking good for the City Oilers.
Yeah, he's a big guy as well, and he's the kind of player that you actually need. 2 meters 08. Q, a little bit of tension in the air. Can you feel it?
Well, certainly it's tense on the side of the City Oilers right now. SLAC have been pretty exquisite in terms of their execution on the offensive end. They're 70% from the field, and Coach Zečević just emphasizing patience on the offensive end. And I see that there's a reverse call on the floor. It's going to be Oilers basketball.
Oilers get the ball back and take it forward. Here's Fayed Bale, the 21-year-old playmaker, and a long-range downtown shot that doesn't put points on the board. Miller Jr. races up, the deft Miller Jr. into the hands of that man Iroegbu, Nigeria. Miller Jr. around the outside, down into the corner. Fofana for 3!
It's a big 3-pointer there from Fofana from the baseline. It's 7 points for the captain of SLAC, and he's literally leading by example here.
That's 2 3-pointers for him down in the corner, and unable to sink. There's a good fast break here. It's been put up, but it hasn't been put in just yet. Take your time, bide your time. Back out, and they go again. Danger, danger, absolutely everywhere. And it doesn't fall. It's been taken by Jones. And good recovery, but it's a 13-point lead for SLAC. Justice Jr. And a bit of contact there. You can see that James Okello with the offensive foul.
James Okello, captain of the City Oilers, is looking at the replay there. He's used to so much contact in the paint, and that was a mismatch, so it's definitely a foul on him, and City Oilers are now in the red.
James Okello knows all about contact in the family as well. His stepbrother Philip Wakarak plays for the Ugandan national rugby team. There you go. Picks up, unable to pick that ball up, and they go, and this is a good opportunity. Oh, it's a foul that's been committed as Justice Jr. went dancing through the paint. Foul going against Iroegbu, I think. Let's have a look. Yes, it is.
Justice Jr., one of the offensive players that are very key for the City Oilers have been asking the questions here, trying to shoot from the three-point line, and now he's switched to driving into that paint. Good decision. Is 100% shooting on the free throw line in this tournament. He's yet to miss from the charity line. Perhaps a good ambassador of a player who understands it is a free throw line. There's no defense, Robbie. So he should be able to.
So go for it.
Should be able to deliver. And it is 2 for 2.
5.6 seconds remaining, and this is the last play of this first quarter. Very, very fast drive down into the paint. Doesn't happen, though, I'm afraid, for Iroegbu. And the scores here, they've reduced it down a little bit, the Oilers. And but still SLAC very much in command. 13 points for the Oilers, 24 for SLAC. We will take a small break and we'll be back. City Oilers 13, SLAC 24, and it is time for the Oilers to try and hit back because they found that they've got a few gaps in their defense and they need to just tighten things up to show us that they're here for the fight. They can fight, we've seen that, and we'll get the reaction from Q on the court side. Did you hear anything of interest?
A little bit of interest, yes. Coach Zečević is unhappy with the quick shots on the offensive end. He's emphasizing that they take their time and are calm and patient for every time they've got possession. So every time you see a quick shot, you'll probably see him irate and a little bit animated on that side. For Coach Manager Rooney, he wants the ball inside. He wants to work inside the paint.
Coach Zečević animated? Come on, Asha, that never happens.
Well, I can tell you that the sky is red, it's not blue.
Will Justice Jr. going up for the long-range shot from down and around about, but again, the long-range shots are just not falling at the moment for the City Oilers. As soon as they start to fall, it might be a different scenario. The scoreline might be a little bit different. Miller, isolated, gets a little bit of a screen, drives up, twisting and turning. And again, they draw the foul. You can see that there's a little bit of frustration.
It's a good strategy there from SLAC to continue penetrating the paint. It's something that worked for them in the first quarter. They scored 14 of their 24 points in that paint, driving in Nwabzo on this side, Fofana on that side, Dan Miller on the other side. It's really been a great first quarter for the Guinean champions, and they want to continue from that performance.
You know, their comeback where they nearly managed to reel in Club Ferroviario de Beira. At one point, they were 30 points down.
Yeah, they were 30 points down.
and City Oilers, they were 20 points down. So, you know, we've got teams that are capable of reversing their fortunes and getting themselves into those positions where they can actually wrap up victory. So I think that just puts this down as a very intriguing encounter here between these two teams. Ahly. Justice Jr. tries to find Geddy. Geddy's there, picks up the ball, but from Jones. Hassled marginally by that man, Okello. They get, sorry, by Barr. They get their the ball back in their hands. Jones, Justice Jr. Okello goes for a big long-range shot. It's not got the distance.
Well, just looking at that play particularly, you see that the City Oilers look like they're running out of options, and you see Fayed Bale on the floor, supposed to take leadership of that ball and sort of organize the offense of the City Oilers, but let's see if they can react to that.
That's a fantastic long-range downtown suburb shot coming in from UC Iroegbu.
Iroegbu, the Nigerian international, introducing himself in this fixture, his first points on the board, and he will want to replicate that performance from their last game, Iroegbu, where he scored 29 points against Beira.
Look at this. This is from way down, away from home comforts. big score. And another big long-range shot. It's just raining down threes now in a big way. Nwabuzo.
Nwabuzo is the first player to go in double digits in this fixture. It's 11 points for the man who has the hot hat.
Very fine score indeed. The layup and high hand and quick, fast transition. It comes back down. Here's Dane Miller Jr. for three. And it's the double tip that doesn't see the points go. Very fast execution now. Quick transition. Kello Justice Jr. I like the way that SLAC are just accelerating the moment that the defensive rebound has been made. And not a great pass there from Justice Jr. Picked up quickly, taken down. Miller Jr. Oh, that is beautiful. Iroegbu underneath, up, in, happy as Larry. Whoever Larry is.
Beautiful there from Iroegbu, who has his eyes on the glass, and he makes no mistake. Easy 2 points, and now he's up to 5.
Jones, Getty. Just losing possession. The bounce pass would have been a better option for Kello, but it comes back out SLAC, and they are hitting hard. The tip-in, double tip-in, and another chance for Bar, but he doesn't manage to get the points, 15-32.
It's a very timely rebound there from Justice Jr.
They get the ball back, and they're going again. Is Justice Jr. from downtown. That's a beautiful score and a big three-pointer there.
Timely one from Justice Jr., but the City Oilers need other scoring options on the offensive. They're struggling here.
He's up into double figures now, James Justice Jr., 34-year-old. Nwabuzo, Fofana just gives himself a little bit of space and then subtly drops in to say hello with a wonderful 2.
Fofana literally confirming himself as Mr. 2. He's been incredible from the field so far in this tournament, and that shows exactly that.
Really good defensive play. That was from Fofana as well at the other end, just getting in the way of Justice Jr. and preventing him from going on one of those wily runs. Oh, it's good play from Iroegbu, but he just gets caught up in the traffic. And the ball knocked out of the hands of Justice Jr. It's frantic here. Whoa! Iroegbu. They go again, shot clock. Down to 10. Getty makes it safe. Barley goes up court. Gotta take advantage of their possession, and they're just not exploiting it. Fast and frantic, wild and crazy basketball, the way that we love it.
Looking at the Oilers, they've sort of failed to take control of the ball, and on the other side you see Coach Zečević animated and complaining and just saying, guys, you need to calm down and take care of that ball. But I guess for SLAC, they sort of got excited with the good run they had. There's a good vibe on the court right now for the Guinean champions.
Yeah, and Hugh mentioned the importance as the ball goes up once again, made safe by Jones. Hugh mentioned the fact that, you know, using the clock, otherwise Coach Zečević is going to get quite animated. It's Jones for 2. Oh, it just doesn't get his line right. He's exactly that, Hugh, isn't he? He's slightly animated.
He is definitely animated. Every possession, he's locked in. He's almost as locked in as every single player on the floor for SLAC.
Yeah, but they're really moving very, very fast. That's a big shot coming from downtown, but Fofana's three-pointer doesn't get the tick box. Jones on the outside. He's got Barnaba outside. Not too much movement from his teammates, and kind of relying on Jones to do a one-man show.
Looking at the City Oilers, every time they attack the basket, they don't have someone to clean up, give themselves a chance with the offensive rebounds. They really struggle.
18:34, we'll take a break. It's SLAC in the lead. Welcome back to Cairo, Egypt. City Oilers 18, SLAC 34. Well, let's get to know this player. Emeka Nwabuzo, the Nigerian, nicknamed Mike, loves Mexican food. Dennis Schroeder is he likes to play, plays like, loves to visit Nigeria. Walk by Kodak.
Wow, great choice there from Nwabuzo. I think it explains why he's the man on fire.
On fire.
And We talk about fire. You know that, yes, he loves Mexican food, but if you've eaten Nigerian food, you know that there's always pepper and it's fiery. Perhaps that explains his performance here tonight.
Oh, it's a big, big alley-oop there. Scored big time by that man, Mambrumala. Wow, wow, wow.
Takes a proper flight there, Mara, and announces himself in that pain, but great and timely way to come back from that timeout from SLAC.
And it draws the foul on that occasion. Go Barnaba, the big 27-year-old. They'll go to the free throw line. It's a massive statement. It's a massive way to come back out of a timeout. Let's just have a look at this again. It goes up, and it most definitely goes in.
It's
colossal.
Great there, and you can see what it means to the SLAC bench. They celebrate with Mara, and you can see what it means for SLAC, who now have control of this game. They have the game where they want it to be, and of course you can see Coach Mandejuruni very disturbed there from the performance of his players and how they've started this game. The City Oilers are very used to winning back home in Uganda. They've won 8 straight National League titles in the top flight division. And now they know that this is baptism of fire. This is the BAL, sort of like welcome to the BAL.
Yeah, no, it's exactly that. You've got to get into it. You've got to get into it in a big way. Let's just follow this phase of play and see what SLAC are up to now. Miller Jr., they've got moves. They've got lots of moves. Lovely little slick pass out wide as it goes over and in. Oh, that is just extraordinary. Stunning play there. Nwabuzor's pass out wide was top quality, and the score was a delight to the eye. Odeke. Jones doesn't take it cleanly. Gets the ball out into the corner. Long-range shot! Nicely done off the boards. And finally we get a big score there coming from Jermaine Roebuck Jr.
It is the fat three-pointer for the City Oilers. They need it.
Miller Jr. Oh, should have been intercepted. Should have been a steal there. Jimmy and Abu trying to get his hands on it. Shot clock down to a few seconds now. It goes up, and again it goes in. Whatever they do happens and makes sense. Conde the scorer. Time for Q. Q's itching to give us some information about what's happening over there. I mean, the fact is there's a lot going on. Barnaba, nice score there from the Oilers. Over to you, Q.
A lot happening on the floor, and right now Coach Mandejuruni has not figured out ways to make the SLAC offense uncomfortable. He's thrown a zone at them. They've broken down the zone. They still go late into the shot clock. They've got to figure out ways of just either affecting the primary ball handler or getting a contest on the shot later in that shot clock.
I think it's Coach Zetrovic's wizardry that's enabling SLAC from getting themselves into this, into this comfort zone, because they're having an absolute, they're having a fun day out at the moment.
Honestly, knowing Coach Zetrovic, he's worked very hard. He knows how to do his homework. He's having, great time coaching against the City Oilers today, but really also his players, you have to give them the credit. They've been putting in heavy minutes in the tournament so far, and really players like Den Miller Jr., who's averaging 39.9 minutes per game, to be able to be consistent in every game that he's played, you have to give them credit.
The Ahly jersey there, which is the logo with the flying eagle. They'll be in action a little bit later on, taking on the Cape Town Tigers. Nwabuzor, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 from 4, 3 points. A player to look out for. Just look at this. Driving through, making it very uncomfortable for the Oilers' defense.
And the beauty about the way that SLAC are playing right now, you can see that Nwabuzor can shoot from the perimeter, he can drive into the basket, and he's also playing good defense against the City Oilers backcourt. But let's see if the Oilers will execute Juruni's plan from that timeout. It is a zone man-to-man defense that they're playing right now.
And just get rid of your man, and that is again a sensational score from Emeka Nwabuzor through the front door. He just drops it up and in. Mid-range 2. and an 18-point lead. Banaba, that is how you do it. Oh, it just doesn't go in, and well, very frustrating there for Titus Odeke.
And Odeke had an option to just make an easy 2 there. You'll be frustrated with that, but he has a chance to make up for that.
Here he gets Justin Junior. There's the attempted layup, and it's a traveling call going against him. The frustration for the City Oilers, and he looks around and he can't believe his eyes.
Things are not looking good for the City Oilers in this game. It's turnover after turnover. They're failing to get the offensive rebounds. Their defense is not working out, but they continue to work. The attitude is what matters.
Zečević putting a lot of faith in that man. Mara, the teenager, 19 years of age, plays in the national team. He's a very intelligent young man, and he's got a great game. Good pass, a good score of the, and also good team player picked up there by Odeke. Barnaba. Like to see Barnaba move a little bit more, put him in the paint a little bit more, just to make it a little bit more uncomfortable at the back, because he's a big guy, isn't he?
Yes, he is indeed a big guy. You can see that he sort of brings that look and size to the City Oilers on both sides of the court.
Nicely done. That is, it just couldn't drive around the outside and score the bucket. Roebuck Jr. Let's look what happens at the other end. Just couldn't get it around Uegbu, but so fast, so slick, so dangerous. Inabu! That is a good attempt to try and get the rebound, but an attempt is, when it's not successful, doesn't really mean that much, Usher.
No, it doesn't mean any much. Almost doesn't count.
Last 35 seconds, it's flown by, isn't it? The second quarter, oh, he hurt his fingertips there with the smashing attempt to try and dunk the ball. Nwabuzor. Look at, it's just great defensive play from Miller Jr. just to stop and get rid of Roebuck Jr. The junior's coming to the fore today.
Yeah, it is a junior business there, but Roebuck Jr. had no business with that dribble. He had a clear route, and you just get the feeling that the bounce sort of slowed him down and gave Miller an opportunity to catch up and block it was. But Odeke is now on the charity line and misses the first one.
Looking for his first points for City Oilers. It's Coach Zečević. I think that he's going to go into the locker room, and he's going to be speaking with as much passion as he always does, regardless of the scoreline, because he just knows that you just can't take your finger off the pulse. He's such a major player when it comes to committing his players right to the very end. Last play of the quarter, last play of the half, and it had to be scored by Iruegbu or Nwabuzor, one of the two Nigerians who are, well, very much dominating the show out here today for SLAC. Incredible basketball off the glass and in. And City Oilers, well, it's 25 points for the Ugandan Giants, 44 for SLAC of Guinea-Conakry. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in a moment. 25-44, you can see SLAC are in command. They've just taken this, taken control of this encounter, and there are the kids from the Special Olympics, and this is fantastic to see, Asha.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see. We had the same Special Olympics players from Dakar, and now here in Egypt as well. It just gives the tournament a great vibe. It's inclusive, you know, and they're having fun. You can see them dancing to the songs and just enjoying the basketball on the court.
And talking of which, let's get this second half underway. Fofana, SLAC in possession. Picked up Nwabuzor. Oh, it's Conde with a nice pass from Nwabuzor.
It's great eyes there from Conde. He positioned himself very well and had eyes on the basket, and it is 2 points.
Jones goes down into the corner. Justice Jr. unable to get his range. Taken up very quickly. Oh, that's nicely done. That's very nicely done from Jones. Just taking the ball straight out of the air from that Miller pass. Now, where's the movement? Off the ball. They need to keep shuffling and moving. Roebuck Jr. tries to go around the outside. No options. Justice Jr. goes through the middle. Goes up and in. That is sensational.
It is a beautiful drive there against 4 SLAC players. This goes to show you that Justice Jr. is a man who's effective. And that's 12 points for Justice Jr.
Iroegbu. Fofana down into the corner, and there's a chance for 3 off the rim on the wrong side. Picked up, and the City Oilers looking to try and get some scores. Here's Jones. Jones for 3. It's a very fine score indeed.
There's a timely 3-pointer there from Jones to bring the City Oilers within 16 points of SLAC and just get that rhythm going in perfect way and reaction in the third quarter.
Noabuzor. Fofana outside, Conde with the screen. Noabuzor goes up and it goes in. Nice, neat, and very smooth. Justice Jr. does wonderful things, and here's Jones, gets rid of his man. Just a little quite low with his effort there, but still, it's been picked up. Fofana gives it to Dane Miller Jr. Of course, he gets the points.
Now, Deke trying to play defense there, but Miller Jr. gets the better of him.
I'm just very impressed by the speed of SLAC and what they do. This is Miller! Dunking it in a big way.
Miller Jr. Always great to see him into flight mode and just continuing from where he stopped in the second quarter.
Roebuck Jr. with a great score from down in the corner. Big 3 coming from that man.
There's so much space there. It looks like SLAC lost concentration and made it very easy for Roebuck Jr. to score.
There's Fofana around the outskirts, waits patiently, using the clock. But he's going on a bit of a dance, and a little bit of contact there from Barnaba. And it'll give us the chance to go over to Q. Fast and frantic, just like the first half between these two teams who are very eager to make their mark in this BAL.
Yeah, I must praise SLAC for the execution. They have really played outstanding basketball. They have assisted on almost 18, well, they've assisted 18 times on 23 field goals. That's ball distribution of the highest quality, and they've done it in a very controlled manner. They've also only turned the ball over 4 times in the game. They've taken control of the ball, they've tried to execute, and they've done so, and that's why they have the significant lead.
33-52. Thanks very much, Q. You can see 7 points for Iroegbu. And a rebound. And another foul that's been committed. A little bit of frustration there defensively from the City Oilers. And they'll go again.
Looking at the body language from the City Oil players, they just look like they need to communicate more as a team and just get going with that momentum. But so far, SLAC are happy with the way they're playing. Iroegbu, a Nigerian international, he's represented the West African nation in World Cup qualifiers.
Jones. Odeke Barnaba, he goes himself, Jones, and he draws the foul as well from I think it was
Conde.
Conde, yeah, absolutely.
It's his second personal foul. The minute there's movement there, it is a foul. But on the other side, he's been effective, just scoring there for the Guinean champions as Jones focuses on that free throw.
It's an interesting scenario. When you actually look at the scorers in this SLAC team, all starting 5 players have got big points, and then you've got Mara, who's got 7 points as well. But besides, there's only 6 players who've actually got points for SLAC going into this third quarter. 5 out of the 6 starting 5. Just to give you an idea, of how they perform. They really do rely on the starting five, but Mara has been underlined, and Coach Zecevich will talk about him, you know, 24/7. There's a wild pass from SLAC on that occasion from Miller Jr. He'll talk about him until the cows go home, Usher.
He deserves it. He's the most senior player on the SLAC side. He's been with them since 2018. He understands the fabric of the team. He has a good relationship with Zecevich, and it shows on the court.
Jones goes up and he tries to drop a two in. The offensive rebound from Odeke doesn't see them regain possession. Back out. Nwabuzor waits patiently, using the clock, just like Coach Zecevich said. Comes out wide into the hands of Iroegbu. Iroegbu with a drive. No foul committed and made safe by the City Oilers, or has it? No, it hasn't. They get it again, and look what they do. That's just how effective they are. Fantastic score there from Ismail Konde, and again, going to steal the ball once again, and, well,
it is
goes out of play.
This is beautiful to see from SLAC. They're literally throwing everything on the court, and it just goes to show you how this is the final that they said it would be. They need to win this game, and that's how they're playing, like a team that wants to win.
They've definitely got the bite. Voracious activity on court by the men in black. Justice Jr. swings it out wide to Jones. Jones, Barnaba, big Barnaba bucket there. And a well-needed one for the City Oilers. Slick, indeed.
It is a seventh three-pointer there for the City Oilers. It's timely, it keeps them alive in this fixture. And they've mostly struggled in the third quarter, but they seem up to the task here today.
Long-range shot, another great score down in the corner. Iroegbu.
Iroegbu has been incredible in the night. 11 points for the man, and he's enjoying every second.
Barnaba waits for him. Shot clock down to single digits, and that's Justice with a fantastic score. He goes up to 14.
He finds his way in that paint and can see the precision. He looks up, sees four players playing defense on him, but he still gets the 2 points.
Yeah, nice battle taking place here now. Fofana gets the ball out into the hands of Dane Miller Jr. That's a lovely touch, isn't it? Lovely skills there from Dane Miller Jr. 40 points to 60.
It is the celebration there from Miller Jr. that is interesting.
That is brilliant as well from Justice Jr. Back-to-back scores for that man, the shooting guard for City Oilers. We need to go over to Q at frantic stuff. You're going to get neck ache if you actually look very quickly from one end to the other. It's crazy.
It's end to end, and a very important period of play. The City Oilers will want to make a run, hopefully just before the close of the fourth. The shot goes up and in, and if they can spur and kickstart the offense, they will be able to try and fight back. But SLAC have just been excellent in execution.
That's 4 players into double figures as Justice Jr. tries to drop in a big long-range bomb from downtown. 4 players in double figures and a couple more on the cusp of hitting double digits. It's just pretty impressive, isn't it? But SLAC are really just finding options from all over the court. But it's great to see. That's a great drive as well, and a fantastic score from Fofana once again. He moves up into 14 points.
That's a big stat from SLAC, but this man, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. He's literally chasing a triple-double in what could be the first of this now conference, Dane Miller Jr.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. We'll take a break. 42-65. Oilers trail SLAC. The City Oilers are down by 23, but to be perfectly honest with you, this is just quite an an extraordinary performance from SLAC because nothing's going wrong for them and they are adapting to all kinds of situations and they're just feeding off this confidence and playing like champions.
Yeah, when you look at the way SLAC are playing, they deserve to have this lead that they have, and they've been working so hard to achieve that. But now it's the business end of the quarter and they want to see how to finish strong.
That's a big score from that man Fofana as well, just showing us what he's capable of doing. Miller picks it up into the middle. Conde, there he is. Miller goes up again, and that's a great score from in the paint, muscling his way between the Giants and just dealing with the City Oilers defense to make it 44-67. We need to go over to Q just to find out what kind of information we're getting from the bench because it's going to be important now. Both teams are capable of comebacks.
We've seen the character of both of these teams through our conference play and certainly are capable of comebacks. But Coach Manager Rooney wants his team to play just a little bit more defense. He says that they play for 12 or 15 seconds, needs them to play for 24 seconds on the shot clock. And we'll see if they're able to execute that out of the timeout.
Miller goes up, Miller for the layup, and again he gets more points. He's just, he's steamrolling now. He's got 12 points in the bag and looking very strong in this SLAC team. End-to-end action. Jones to Odeke, three-point shot for Odeke, just a little bit short. Barnaba, and that's been stolen. It's there for Miller if he wants it. Miller goes up for a two.
That is 6 straight unstoppable points for that man, Dan Miller Jr., but really self-destruction there from the City Oilers. They just have 8 offensive rebounds in 3 quarters in this game, and that always gives SLAC an opportunity to go into the transition and score easily.
It's a mid-range two, and that's a great score as well. He saw that there was a guy who was 15 times bigger than him just in front of him. He just made that short, that little adjustment to get the mid-range two.
And looking at SLAC just running down that clock and making sure that they have the best shot selection.
That's a massive score again. Iroegbu!
It's a beautiful finish from Iroegbu. He's up to 16 points, and that is a team high so far on the court. And they're looking good, the Guinean champions.
Jones really strong in the paint. And a good drive through traffic, gets the points, and will go to the free throw line. I can't believe it's just 15.7 seconds left in this third quarter. When you're not looking at the clock and it all just happens so quickly, you just realize just how frenetic and how lively the game is. It's been extraordinary.
Well, you talk about lively, but the City Oilers feel like they're dealing with rocket science here tonight. It doesn't seem like the game of basketball that they're used to. But John's on the line and wanting to use every moment to reduce that deficit and see how they can turn things around in the last quarter.
There's Jones with that free throw score, 49-76. It's a 27-point advantage here. Have to try and reduce that, but still in range. Very fast and frantic attempt to try and get the score from out wide from Dane Miller Jr. But there is a foul that's been picked up, and it goes against the City Oilers, who will just go to the free throw line. Miller again, going to try and give himself a 15-16 point tally, moving up level with Iroegbu, our Nigerian scoring master.
It's really been a tough night for the City Oilers, but talking about that man, Dan Miller Jr., very, very lethal player. The City Oilers have failed to deal with him in the paint. He's quick on his feet. He's effective on the drive to the basket. He can shoot from the perimeter and on the free throw line, as we see with that attempt there.
Yeah, that's it. 77, 28-point lead, and that's the end. No, there's a foul that's been committed, and some little bit of frustration.
And referee from Egypt, Wael Mustafa, World Cup bound this summer, calls the referee and it's shooting too, but Jimmy Enabu misses on the free throw line. He's been with the City Oilers for almost a decade now. Started out his professional basketball career in Entebbe with the Knight Riders and joined UCU Cannons and then later the City Oilers.
That was the unsportsmanlike foul from Alpha Kaba. We got 2.3 seconds. Last play of this third quarter. They got a chance, got to get a shot in. Jones needs to go up. Doesn't go. Buzzer goes. And it's 49-77. The City Oilers very much trailing SLAC going into this final fourth quarter. It's a lot of intriguing basketball to look forward to, that's for sure. We'll take a break. Yes, welcome back to the Hassan Mustafa Sports Hall here in Cairo, and 49-77 is the scoreline. The game summary, Asha, what does it tell us about this emphatic lead that SLAC have?
No, the numbers don't lie. We've seen that, of course. 25 assists for SLAC. They've been sharing that ball. We've talked about how effective they've been. You have 5 players in double digits. They've been, they've not been selfish. They've been passing that ball around. Irogbo with 16, Nwabuzo with 15, 10 for Konde, 14 for Fofana, and 15 for Miller Jr. That's double figures for every starting player for the Guinean champions.
That's it. And Mara is probably the 19-year-old, could get himself up there. Oh, that was so close, wasn't it? But it still belongs to the City Oilers. Here they are. Justice Jr. tries to get another chance for a shot. Shot clock down to 4. It's a big shot. Not been made safe. Picked up. It has been made safe by SLAC. SLAC go on a fast, quick transition. Not on this occasion, not so quick. But look what's happening down in the corner. That's a little bit short for once from Irogbo. Not short on information. Is that man on the court side? Q, what have you got for us?
I think we just need to highlight 44 points in the paint for this SLAC team. They've shot the ball well from the outside, but they've completely dominated the inside, 44-18. And Coach Mandy Rooney just really believes that there's an opportunity for his team to come back, but they've got to do it possession by possession.
Well, they've got to destabilize and unsettle the SLAC team, and at the moment they're extremely focused and they're extremely dynamic at the moment. They're feeling very confident in the way that they're playing, and they have options. A lot of it goes through this man here, but not only. Let's face facts in the eye. You've got 2 Nigerians and a whole long list of Guinean stars who are performing out here. It really has been great play. There's Justice Junior who goes up, unable to do anything. It gets knocked back, but it's knocked back by a SLAC player.
I can tell you that the body language has changed for the Oilers. They're in the game, but they're losing possession easily, and they have to do better on defense if they want to get anything out of this last quarter. They are 26 points down, and they need to be able to take care of the ball and give themselves a second chance on the offensive side when a player goes up to the bucket. But John's doing so much of the work on the offensive side. And on the other side, you have Miller Jr. adding to his count. 16 points for the American.
Yeah, no, he's been very, very, very strong. But you can't win a game by yourself. You need to have players who come in and help you. We've got certain players who need to just throw themselves into the mix and just get those passes out to create scoring opportunities. It's been complicated for the Oilers, but to see Jones just dissect that defense on the last play was a good sign that this SLAC defense can be dealt with.
Yeah, that's right. But also on the other side, you have Shegun Obe, the BAL Elevate player from the NBA Africa Academy in Saly in Senegal, just doing the right things in that paint. He gets the ball, he fakes, goes around the defense, tries to put the ball up, and gives himself another chance, and the Oilers on possession.
Bar picks up another foul, and that is his second tonight. Okello waits for some help, comes out, and a chance for them to go for a drive. That wasn't a bad option there coming in from that man, Obe.
And looking at that, Oilers are playing small. They want to run in transition, but they have to be able to play good defense to earn the ball.
Miller Jr., this is what he does so well. He waits, bides his time, and then goes in for the kill. That's a fantastic score. How he dealt with the defense and going under and up. Extraordinary.
Miller is unstoppable today. You can see on both ends of the court, he's literally leaving everything on the court.
Three-point effort there from Jones. Jones unable to deal with it. It's been picked up. That's nicely done by Okello to get that offensive rebound. Justice Jr. tries to go down that side. That's a great score. And I think the points count as well. He draws the foul at the same time.
It's a nice bucket there from Justice Jr. He's able to read the court and see an opening, one-on-one, foul and basket, and he heads to the free throw line. But on the other side, Miller Jr. beats Okello, goes under the rim, and it's so beautiful to see how he's enjoying himself today and the bench literally celebrating with him.
Justice Jr. to the free throw line. Looking to try and reduce the arrears, and it's 54 points now. 26-point difference with 7 minutes remaining. And here they go again, out wide, an opportunity for a three-point score. There's a little bit of... There's a foul by SLAC there, just a little push that sees the City Oilers pick up possession. He hasn't eked out a smile just yet, has he, Coach Zeljko Zečević? But I'm sure that he will at the end of this game. At one moment, it's work in progress.
The Serbian is very much an emotional...
Yeah, that's Mara with his second foul for SLAC. Back in possession, the Oilers. Jimmy and Abu. And a chance in the paint to try and find their way through. That's nicely done. It's really good work. They needed to deal with that. Okello with the drive and the score.
It's a timely basket there from Okello under the hoop. He knows that he had his eyes on the glass, and easy 2 points.
There's Miller. Oh, that was just a little. Was there any contact there? And if there was, on the down, didn't touch it finally. The points go. No, they don't. They don't count the points. There was the contact in it with it coming down. Do you see?
Yeah, it was going to be a nice floater there, but he would have wanted it to be a dunk, but he'll have to wait to make another alley-oop.
Justice Jr. Oh, he was being completely covered and very complicated, and just look at what they... Two chances to score. An opportunity to pick up possession. Justice Jr. doing really well. Goes there. Oh, he just couldn't pick it up and take it up and drive it down, Segunube.
It was nice eyes there from Justice Jr. to pick out Obe, but it was slippery hands as SLAC get back possession. And now you can see there's a consistency in the way that SLAC want to run out the clock.
Yeah, that's goaltending, I'm afraid. It was on its way down. The idea was good from Fofana, just a fraction too... from Roebuck Jr., just a fraction too late.
Yeah, it was goaltending there. And looking at the replay, Roegbu...
Sorry, it's Obe. I do apologize.
And blocked, but it counts as a basket for the Guinean side.
Nicely done, nicely done. An opportunity. Here he is, Obe, but he can't just get enough force to get it up and over. Miller, alley-oop. Oh, that was so close, hanging on the rim. And I'm afraid that's not gonna count. He was lingering with intent over there. Q, did you see that? You've scored a few baskets like that before.
Well, I mean, at this stage, they can try just about anything. They've barely done anything wrong. Have the SLAC basketball team on the offensive end. So there's still 5 minutes, though, and I don't think they can afford to just let lapses of concentration seep into their play.
We've seen 18 turnovers from the City Oilers and just 6 from SLAC, just to give us an idea of you know, just how effective they are of holding the ball and keeping possession, which has been primordial for them today. 58-82, and lots of fast basketball being played here as we enter the final 5 minutes. Fofana goes on a drive, nice little twist and turn. It goes out and stays in play. Conde around the outside, around the inside. Good passing of the ball, and the shot clock is down. Oh, it's still alive. And there it is, good rebound. Good rebound. And strong play once again. Ismail Conde. Conde up to 12 points now.
Everything that can go right for SLAC is literally doing so tonight.
Long-range three-pointer! Justice Junior up to 23 with a bombastic shot from out wide.
It is 26 points, actually, for Justice Junior.
Drive into the paint in an attempt to try and get the ball. There's the offensive rebound. No slight touch just to allow the ball to drop in from Fofana. Gets knocked out of bounds. SLAC get possession, and I think we've got a timeout. And Usher and I are back here in Cairo. 3:58 remaining, 61-84, the 23-point difference. 4 fouls, team fouls for SLAC, 1 for City Oilers, and a little bit of frantic basketball to be played here in the final 4 minutes, Usher.
Yeah, when you look at SLAC, they know they have their destiny figured out in this game, and they want to maintain that. You can see that when they have possession, they want to run down the clock, use that opportunity to deny the City Oilers any chance of reducing this deficit.
Here he is, Justice Junior. He's the top scorer out here today, but it's the Oilers are up against it now, and there's Roebuck Jr. trying to find his range. Jones goes for the offensive rebound. There is a little bit of contact coming in from Mamburu Mara, the 19-year-old Guinean international.
Looking at Jones, Philando Jones is very key in helping the City Oilers to qualify for the BAL. They'd been knocking on that door for 2 seasons, and finally here they are. They literally put everything on the court against Petro de Luanda. They almost came back against Ahly, the Egyptian champions. But tonight, this is a whole different City Oilers team, and so many of the fans in Kampala cannot recognize what they're seeing on the court right now.
Yeah, they'll come back. That fight back against Ahly, where they just lost by 2, was quite extraordinary. We saw what they can do. I want to go across to Q and pick his brains about, you know, what they can do. I think, well, Mandy Jiruni, the last time against Ahly, when they were going into the final quarter, it was just like, go and enjoy yourselves, play some basketball. Is that the kind of message that you're getting from the side of the court today?
Well, he's still emphasizing defense, and what they've got to try and do is speed up the possessions here from SLAC. They've not been able to successfully do that, and they've got to either do that through a press or trap, but you see it's still just all too easy. Driving lanes are open, and SLAC have been fantastic. We can't reiterate it enough.
Yeah, you need to basically get some large lumps of rock to sort of, you know, just block those driving lanes so that they can't actually go through them, Usher. I think that's, you know, there aren't many options in how to stop these guys, because they are finding every single path possible into the paint and getting the buckets and putting the points up on the scoreboard. It's complicated for the Oilers.
Yeah, complicated for them, but Iroekba is the man of the moment. 18 points on the scoreboard for the Nigerian international. I just saw him in warm-up before the game, listening to music, locked in, trying to stay focused and get ready for tonight. And I'm not surprised that he is performing the way he is here.
This will be a massive celebration. This will be for SLAC. Jones goes up, doesn't manage to slam it in. Picked up by Miller Jr. Miller Jr. responds in emphatic fashion.
It is great reaction there from Dan Miller Jr., who's been having so much fun and sort of sending a message to Jones and saying, hey, this is how you do it.
Look at this drive. That was absolutely sterling. They were looking left and right, and it just all opened up, the big boulevard, and he was making sure that that was rammed in and the points were secured big time. 24 points, but he gets a technical.
He gets a technical foul.
And we go up to the free throw line, of course.
Yes.
At the other end.
Absolutely. Justice Jr., who's shooting at 100% on the free throw in the Nile Conference, converts that one. It's 27 points for the American. He has a game high, but it won't matter if the Oilers don't come back and win this game.
We've had two teams that have managed to break the 100-point barrier. Muwezi gets his first minutes on court as well. Ivan Muwezi, the 25-year-old national team player for Uganda, of course. Beira and Petra Luanda all hitting 100 points. Trying to go around, outstretched right arm for Iroegbu. Doesn't manage to see it drop into its final chosen destination, but he does draw the foul.
And that's the second time that Iroegbu attacks the basket, and he knows that if he targets Robert Jr., he'll get off the ground, and he has a chance at getting the foul and the trip to the free throw line, and he's back right where he wants to be.
More points on his tally. Iroegbu has been extraordinary. Point guard, Nigeria. Sorry, carry on, Asha.
Yeah, as Conde cheers on from the SLAC bench just to support his teammate.
Is BAL going up for a long-range shot from way downtown. Miller Jr. makes it safe. Been a great collective performance this has been from SLAC, but you know, they read the game well. They've got a good, strong coach. The ball just slipped out into the hands of the traveling call, though. I think it just squirmed out of the hands of Miller Jr. into the hands of Ibrahima Fofana.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed, SLAC, with how that ended, because Miller Jr. had a mismatch against BAL-Africa. He could have driven to the paint, but he chose to pass the ball around and lost it.
Picked up, made safe by Jones, the rebounds and the foul committed. I think it's Fofana who commits the foul, so that might be his third.
Well, just to see how serious SLAC are, they're playing man-to-man defense, and it's just less than 2 minutes to go here. You don't want to make any mistakes.
Justice Jr. off the medal. Fofana down into enemy territory. Picked up. That's nicely done. That's a beautiful score as well. Perfectly done by Nwabuzor. Again, the danger that they have and the options. It's great movement off the ball, which when you see it, you can see that there are so many things that are opening up opportunities as they go again. 1:11 left to play. Bale waits patiently. Justice Jr. Long-range three-pointer. Nice score. Sumptuous score. And a big three-pointer to take them up to 65.
And it's 30 points for Justice Jr.
Iroegbu doing really well. That just unable to just get it off the boards. Bale picks it up. Jones. Nicely done by Jones. Well, it's anybody's. Whoever wants it can have it. Oh, little butterfingers there by Nwabuzor. It's probably the first mistake he's made all game. Incredible.
Well, he will look at you and say, no, it wasn't a mistake. It was the fingers. They were slippery or something.
Of course, guaranteed. No doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. As Coach Zečević makes 5 changes, gives some of the bench players playing time. And the guys who go off all in double figures will be very proud of the performance here today. SLAC, the Guinean champions, playing in a second consecutive season here in the Basketball Africa League. They're becoming a household name, and as they approach this victory, they'll be very, very pleased. That man, double digits, 12 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double. He'll be very pleased with his performance. He was also very crucial for them on defense and a good team player.
BAL shot off the glass and back down. Jones goes for a big three-pointer from Jones.
It's a great assist there from Ivan Mwezi, who, by the way, belongs to the same class of 2016 that played at the FIBA Africa Under-18 African Championship in Kigali. That class has Jean-Jacques Wilson, Shobozwa Byose for Rwanda Energy Group, and Shilde Dundao of Petro de Luanda. Great to see the three players here 7 years later.
Long range shot, 21 seconds, made safe, and taken away. A couple of players getting a chance to come out onto the court is Sompari. And decently done, that's Mara, nicely done. That's a good score for him. He goes up to, it's Mabil getting his first points tonight, having just come on. Bar, they're all being given a little bit of a run out. Sampare up for two. So just opening up, and that's the final score. A little celebration there for Sampare, the 17-year-old for SLAC, to bring an end to this encounter. What an encounter, what a performance from SLAC. The City Oilers got a bit of work to do in their final two encounters, but the final score here in Cairo, City Oilers 68, SLAC 94.
It is an emphatic victory there from Željko Zečević, who'll be very pleased that SLAC now have their first win here at the BAL. But just really that last play, Dan Miller Jr. passing the ball to Sompare, and he scores. You can see what it means for him. He was very patient on the bench, celebrating his teammates and how they played today, but just really getting that bucket means so much for the under-18 Guinean player.
In a moment, we'll get a reaction from Ibrahima Fofana. Guinean international, of course, played a great game with 14 points out here today. And a magical moment, playing an integral part in this SLAC performance. Couldn't make the 100-point barrier, but 96 is pretty good. Let's get his reaction.
Merci Ibrahim Khalil Fofana d'être avec nous. Bravo, félicitations pour cette première victoire dans cette Naël Conference. Quel était l'état d'esprit en entrant sur le parquet ce soir après vos deux défaites inaugurales?
Déjà, après les deux défaites, nous étions très déçus.
Yeah, we were very disappointed after the first two losses.
Très émouvant, très spécial. Déjà, il venait de la part de Dan Miller, qui porte la Guinée dans son cœur.
Very integral, Dane Miller. So it's a very emotional performance. We needed to fight here.
Vu qu'il a déjà été au pays, il a vu les réalités, les souffrent, ils ont du potentiel, on n'a pas de gym.
The coach knows we didn't have any gymnasiums, and Coach Zečević saw the potential and has brought us to the highest level in basketball. So for that, it's boosted us. He's given us comfort. He said that we weren't going to let go, and we never let go.
Alors, 14 points pour vous, personnellement, on sait que vous êtes un gros défenseur. D'où vous est venue justement cette créativité, ce talent offensif?
Eh ben, déjà, mes coéquipiers ont confiance en moi.
Yeah, my teammates have got a lot of confidence in me. And to be decisive defensively was, you know, one of the things that I do best, and they encourage me, and it just makes me feel proud to be part of this team and to help us get this win out here today.
Ahly et Petro, qui sont de grosses équipes, quel sera le mot d'ordre avant d'aborder ces deux rencontres?
Eh bien, le mot d'ordre, il revient toujours au coach. Nous, on peut que
the words coming from the coach, and whatever words of wisdom he gives us, we'll take on board. Yeah, we need to be more disciplined. And that's what we need to respect coaches' game plan. Physically, we need to get at the right level as well, and that's hopefully what we'll do against the big giants that we've got to take on in the final 2 games. He speaks of what Coach Zečević has done, Ibrahima Fofana. He's brought something special to this team from Guinea-Conakry, Usher, and you know, this is where they are now. One quarter final last year, and now they've got their win, and they've released themselves, I get the impression.
Yeah, speaking to Fofana before the game, this is exactly what they wanted. They were locked in. They needed this victory. It was a do or die for them. But looking at the stats, the assist, 28 assists for SLAC as compared to 13 for the City Oilers. You get the feeling that they were passing the ball around. They were ready to die for each other. And you have 5 players, 5 of the starters, literally scoring double digits. For me, that I think is an incredible performance. They can build on this going forward, but the City Oilers, they'll be very disappointed with this performance, especially after that comeback against Ahly when they came 2 points within touching distance of the Egyptian Giants.
Yeah, and they're getting 20 points from turnovers as well, SLAC, and 23 fast break points. You can just understand, and topping the score charts is that man, Iroegbe, 22, Miller Jr., 20, and then look, 17, 14, and 12 with Condé at the bottom, but look at that. You've got the double-double from Condé. Outrageously good tonight.
Yeah, outrageously good, but James Justice Jr. with 30 points, 5 rebounds, Philando Jones with 20 points and 8 rebounds, but not really enough to help the Ugandan champions get that fast victory. It's now 3 straight defeats for them. They are in trouble, and their destiny may not necessarily be in their hands going forward.
2 players scoring 50 of the 68 points is basically a sign that, you know, that they need to be able to have other players who are capable of chipping in. And I think the City Oilers have got to look at that and realize, you know, that they've got to have different ways of trying to deal with some of the other teams, because they're going to come up against some big teams, and it's not all done. As you can see here, 68-96, that was the result tonight. Cape Town Tigers next up against Ahly. And look, SLAC play Petro Luanda. That's no easy match. Beira up against Cape Town Tigers. Some feisty, interesting, colossal confrontations coming up, Usher.
Yes, this is exactly what we expect here at the Nile Conference. We had great action in the Sahara Conference, but this is exactly where we are at, and so much basketball to be played.
SLAC, very slick tonight, beating the Oilers, and Cape Town up against Ahly, the Giants on home court. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in a bit.